Ladies and gentlemen, one more game for the evening. Yes, strap yourselves in, because we get to see FaZe versus the Ninjas in Pyjamas, and it's juicy for one reason only, Hank.
Okay.
I'll let you drop it. I'll let you drop that knowledge bomb. Exist taking on... I just stole it from you. Sorry.
Why did you steal it from him?
That was his.
He was so excited.
It was at the tip of his tongue, and I just felt like I wanted to say it.
I see the storyline you're going for now. It wasn't actually quite there. When you started bringing it up, I was like,
that's why I said it. I was like, what? I realised I've thrown him under the bus here. I'm just going to say it.
Okay, so I understand. So Exist now playing with FaZe, going up against Dennis, the in-game leader now of NIP, his old team where he was there for 5 years.
That's what I needed.
It's all coming together. It's going to be quite an exciting match. Exist has not looked his usual self though. FaZe is looking quite quiet. The team is looking quite turbulent, understandably so. But NIP, they're looking better and better. Dennis is doing great work in NIP chat. He's looking like his old self, and he's fragging hard, and this team's looking good.
Are you still the #1 NIP fan?
I think I'm getting back there. I lost my mojo a bit when Freiburg stepped down, but then I'm kind of back. I'm kind of back on the hype train now.
Okay, all right. Yeah. That is exciting, and I do think you've made in your hype speech, you've raised a couple of talking points. Okay. One of which is, as two people that have played the game, you have to admit there will be just a little bit of extra.
Oh yeah,
spice. Right? I'm not just creating a storyline out of nothing.
It's so no, it's legit. It's like when you, especially if you get dropped from a team.
This before?
I've never been dropped.
No, but you definitely know it's going to be.
I've dropped people.
You know that would be a thing, though.
Of course it is, right? You're coming into this, you want to prove that they made a mistake, right?
It's also quite causes anxiety when you're playing against someone you've kicked. You know, like So if you like your team, like you think you kicked them because they're not good enough. You've got a better person. You play against them. You think, oh wait, no, he actually was quite good. You think about it, and these sort of things that maybe he knows how we do this, and then all of a sudden he's starting to change. And he's like, all of a sudden he can get inside your head a bit.
Inside info. Hang on, wait. He knows if I throw this smoke, I'm going to be.
With that in mind, it's not going to happen in this game because it's Train. And we saw yesterday FaZe on Train with Exist inside. He looked awkward. It's not really a position that he looked at home with. Like, sure that they were able to win rounds, able to retake, but he felt out of place. There was a couple of situations where he got caught with nades in hand. We've spoken about the time he's going to need or for him to, get used to playing Olaf's positions. These aren't naturally his positions. The idea is plug him in, get him to do the best job he can do, and everyone else can still maintain their roles.
It makes sense.
When you start losing, and if you're a team like FaZe, you're going to start cheating players over. You're going to start changing things. You're going to be like, well, no, let me play here. I can do it better. But it seems like the game plan, at least from the beginning, is to keep things as is and hope that when Olaf does return, he can just slot back in and everything go back and be honky-dory like it was before.
Yeah, and actually, there's a lot of interesting conversations to be had. I mean, like, the idea is for FaZe, I mean, I'd like to know your take on this, Hank.
Go on.
Having Exist just fill in for Olaf, you kind of sit still. Is
you're
like
stifled. Yeah, you can't. You're not going to progress as a team.
No, but they won't progress, but you won't necessarily get worse. As opposed to that, if they suddenly start accommodating for him, and then positions have changed and 2 months have passed, it's very hard to get back to where you were.
The thing is, like, you can't evolve as a team. That's the main problem, because you start mixing things up, and your actual 5-man squad is not there. Then you've got real issues when he comes back in and say, "Oh, by the way, we've changed all this. Now everything is better." It's really difficult to make those decisions. Now you're kind of stuck where you are. It's a bit of a stalemate for the sense of like, well, this is what we did when Olaf was here. We don't want to change too much when he's here. We don't want to start moving people around because we don't know how that's going to work overall. Might work better now Exist is here. It's overall a bit of a nightmare. Like, it's just kind of out of necessities had to bring him in. And he's a good player, a safe pair of hands, but I don't really kind of find myself feeling too excited about the prospect of him being there.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Now, exciting prospect for you right now. We actually have an interview with Carrigan where the conversation starts to focus on a Scandinavian scandal, of course. Sweden versus Denmark in Counter-Strike.
So I think the Nordic countries have been good, famously, for a long time. I think Sweden was the first Nordic country to take over in CSGO, but I think lately Danish CS has been the best of the Nordic countries. So we have so many in-game leaders in Denmark. We have 4 good in-game leaders in the top 20. So I think that's one of the key reasons why we are doing good now. Where you look at the Swedish scene, the scene haven't got a new in-game leader or 2 new in-game leaders who can lift the burden of old players retiring. So I think that's one of the reasons why we have a strong scene in Denmark, is basically because we learn each other. You go from Heroic, you go to North, you go to Astralis. You have this kind of hierarchy in Denmark where you get to learn to play in a good team with a good in-game leader, and you know that you have learned the basic stuff from CS.
Carrigan there, just giving us a little taste. I mean, there's a lot of lessons learned there. Chad, what do you reckon of that? What do you think about that?
He said they have 4 top in-game leaders in the top 20, the Danish scene.
Okay, get your hands out.
You compare that...
MSL, Carrigan.
Well, they showed them all. Snappy, MSL, Glaive, and Carrigan, right? Sure, they're all pretty good in-game leaders. They've had decent tenures. Carrigan, he was 1.6. He was a 1.6 player. You've got the same from Snappy. MSL was a Source player. And then Glaive was a Source player. So they've actually got the best of everything.
They have.
They haven't left anyone behind. They've brought everyone in.
And it's interesting because you just listed all of the in-game leaders that are successful, at least from their region, are tenured veterans. There isn't...
That's normally how it goes, mate. Normally hand in hand. Obviously, Golden is one of these new boy in-game leaders.
I was going to say, how many more can you list?
I guess like Tarek was doing some in-game leadership stuff.
No, I mean like actual like leadership, like as in like he's pursuing IGLing as opposed to being a
this isn't something I've thought about.
Necessity, and it's new. It's an interesting conversation, isn't it? That everyone we just listed has been around since forever.
You learn a lot off your peers, right?
You think about the big in-game leaders like names like Zeus come to mind, and people like that, right? So it is often like the old kind of experienced veterans who know how to handle a team. Like the thing is, let's say you're a 19-year-old like North American player, you're only focusing on your fragging, and he kind of picked up for that reason. You don't really want to learn the whole discipline of going into the in-game leader.
Plus, we saw the thing with Golden, and our initial conversation was maybe the likes of Flusher, Crims, and JW won't respect him because he's a younger player from the academy team. That was a narrative that we thought could be a possibility. Sure. Obviously, now he's definitely earned that respect. He's proven to be a good in-game leader, and he's brought great things to Fnatic. But now in this matchup here, going head-to-head, Dennis, not someone who is an in-game leader, is now in-game leading. But he is a tenured player. He has played Counter-Strike for quite some time.
He does have the experience that you deem necessary to lead a
and you
team
pick
like
up so much stuff on the way, right? You hear different like concepts of the way that people play the game. And if you're someone that's been through quite a few different rosters, at least in recent history, he's jumped around a little bit, you pick up the mantras, you pick up the way that people want to play, and from that point, you can kind of build and shape your own vision. Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, Dennis, what I think is most impressive is not only has he been a leadership presence or any new, whenever you change a player, there tends to be some benefits to it, but he's also their best fragger. Like
more consistently,
on a consistent
right?
basis, he's got 15 to 25 frags almost every game.
It's very impressive that he can stay focused on his crosshair while taking a new role, which either means one or two things. Everyone else is making it easy for him to do that, or he's just a god. So one of those two options, right, in that sense.
It depends what kind of player you are and what kind of personality you have. Some people revel in the fact that they can actually tell people what to do and base the tactics around themselves and know, this is what I think is going to be good. And you'll see a lot of in-game leaders, especially in CSGO right now. You look at MBK and G2, he wants to throw himself into a bomb site first, especially when they're on anti-eco or something like that, just to kind of make sure he can tell his players. We were discussing this the other day with casting, right? So MBK or Carrigan does it a lot as well. He'll go and investigate one side of the map. Let's say it's B or A on Cash. Carrigan goes towards Squeaky Door. He opens up and he wants to get the instant call to his teammates when to go into the site. He doesn't want to trust someone else there. He goes, I want to know when I felt I pulled over enough.
It doesn't come from someone else.
So that's why some of those players, like Dennis, for example, great fraggers, can get that information, go for the stylish play, then tell his team what to do. That's why it can be very successful.
That's quite exciting, actually.
Yeah, I think the problem becomes, though, with Dennis is when the pressure is on, right? When they're in scenarios, when they're in rounds, when they're in games where he isn't able to crack the code with a call, with a strategy. That's when Pitta has to come into things as the returning coach to NIP and give him those ideas. To be fair, though, you can look at Forest, you can look at Get Right for different, I guess, information or plays because they've also been playing the game for as long as anybody. So there is a wealth of knowledge on this team, and I think, that's probably leading into why this NIP roster is having moderate success. I'm not going to say they're doing anything crazy. They're definitely trending upwards, though. Like the thing is, when they made the change with Exist, they'd just come off that weird loss at Summit. But then you think back only a couple of months and they'd won Oakland. So like NIP were looking sporadic, whereas now I think they need to find some consistency. Someone else who needs to find some consistency in the team is Draken with that AWP.
Yeah, I mean, that's a conversation for another time, just because of just how exciting and intriguing that conversation can get. Some people like that flashy AWP from Draken. He has been more consistent since Dennis joined. I don't think there's any argument there. If you just look at his statistics, he's actually been the top performer from the NIP. Now, just looking at the NIP's recent matches, they have beaten Na'Vi, Gambit, and they've even taken Fnatic down on one map as well. Like we've seen, so in terms of recent results, that's a great sign of consistency coming in from them. And just before we do jump into Train, I want to just get a quick win condition for the guys from FaZe. Is it just Exist get more comfortable? Because I do feel like we're painting NIP winning.
He can't be exploited as a liability towards that inner bomb site. On the CT side, Train is a map where you at least need him to at least get the information and one kill.
Yeah.
But the T side is where I think there are bigger issues for FaZe. They seem to lack a bit of creativity if their entry fraggers like Rain and Nico aren't finding space.
You're casting this one, Hank. Why don't you go stroll over and I'll have the closing thoughts with Chatty B. He's going to go ahead and get himself all set up at that beautiful desk. He's going to be hanging out with Harry. And Chad, just while those guys are getting all set up and ready to dive into Train, Exist has to get more comfortable. We can't forget, Guardian is still Guardian and he's on Train. This is a map where he does damage, right?
Yeah, and his rotations when they were playing yesterday on Train were fantastic. He was always beating the smokes. He was finding a lot of kills in transition.
Demon.
That's one of those things that's difficult to do. When you watch an AWPer and they can move around those back alleys and they can use it very proficiently and they're basically forcing the kill, that's something that you want to see from your main AWPer, and especially star AWPers like Guardian.
Yeah, and with star AWPer, we have one on the casting desk. None other than Harry is joining us, indeed.
It's a bit of a stretch, that
not
is.
Not too bad with a Zoom banger?
You know, I'm not terrible in my nice Nova
MGE.
Yeah, no, I've been enjoying it. I'm very much looking forward to this game, though.
It's going to be good.
You know, yeah, it is going to be good. NIP, kind of a personal favourite of mine.
Mine too.
Yeah, and then we've got, you know, well, yeah. I'm not even going to hide away from it. And then we've even, you know, got kind of the bonus ninja in the server exist over on FaZe.
It's true. It's quite an exciting matchup for a number of reasons here. We'll see if FaZe can shake off some of the troubles they've been having recently, especially since Exist has come in. It's not been looking amazing for them. They're normally splitting series. It seems like they'll have one disastrous map with him and then one quite okay one. We'll see what happens here as we get into the first round of training. It's going to be paused right now. See if we can get any sort of intel here. There will be 4 sets of armor on the FaZe side. Nothing really purchased for the T's just yet. Maybe a slight technical issue as we get into the final series of the night. I think this is a great prospect for NIP to get some points on the board here. Obviously, knowing that FaZe are going to be a little bit weaker than usual, maybe quite a lot weaker, considering they're missing Olaf Meister, and he is very good on train.
So supposedly the NIP TeamSpeak is lagging.
Okay, how does that keep happening? How do we keep having microphone issues?
They readied up, they were all ready to go, and then
like, it's 2018. How does a TeamSpeak lag?
Well, it's hosted on 4G.
I have no idea. I've never experienced a lagging TeamSpeak.
No, me either.
My
I've never had
a career of 15 years. I've never had that.
Well, you know what? Yeah, no, I could attest to that too, Henry. I've never had that problem.
Everyone's lagging. Let's get like a Discord going. I guess
that's true. I mean, that way you don't even have to go through a host. You just boot one of them bad boys up, and then you're good to go.
Well, it looks like we are back into the game. 1 HG grenade, remember, Exist. It's so weird. This is going to be quite confusing. I'm going to stumble a couple of times with seeing Exist getting kills. He was in NIP since 2012 up until, 2018. So it's going to be fun to see whether he'll be able to perform against his old team. And I'm sure it's a bit of a strange one for him as well. We'll get straight into it. 5 sets of armor on the NIP side. We'll see if we can work out their setup right now. It looks like default round 2 towards Ivy, 1 main. 1 pop dog, 1 inner, just making sure no aggressive CTs will come pushing. And it's going to be Rain looking for that first frag up against Forest. Both of them pistol masters. Carrigan gets tagged up, and Nico will find the first shot. It's Dennis to go down. That's a big scalp to take in the pistol round.
Most definitely is. He's been a standout player for NIP really as of late. And losing him early on, that's going to hurt. NIP now a man down. They need to go back, pick up that bomb. Draken's been holding off Ivy. He was able to tag down Carrigan earlier on. And they've done a bit of damage out here towards A. They've got players into pop as well. They're going to get this for free, and that's going to take that all day long as they manage to now start to get pushing in. But Carrigan going to dispatch a Forest from afar. Suddenly, it is going to be a bit of a mop up here in towards this A bomb site. Get right falls, and Nico, that is crisp from him. 4 quick kills in the pistol round. And FaZe, just like that. That is the start they would have wanted here on the CT side.
Absolutely is. Getting Nico fired up as well. It always bodes well when your superstar has a good pistol, especially one like that. 4 headshots. He's going to be shaking off those nerves and be ready to frag and hopefully find himself some delicious anti-eco frags as the game develops. We are going to take a pause. Presumably that TeamSpeak is lagging once again. We'll see if NIP can sort their act out. A bit weird they didn't have some sort of backup going on here, but either way, technical pause indeed. It is the TeamSpeak. So FaZe will take the pistol. 4 kills from Nico coming in. They'll obviously be buying at them 4 here. You're not going to mess around with any UMPs or anything like that. As we get into this a little bit further, NIP didn't get the bomb down, remember, so I assume they'll be forcing into this round. Indeed, they will. Everyone pretty much all in. Deagles, CZs, armor, just a couple of flashbangs. It doesn't really excite me on train on the T side to have these sort of buys. It's just so limited. You don't have any smokes. How do you even get into a bomb site? It's going to take an absolute disaster from the CT setup to allow you to have a single frag. Let's see if Forrest can find it though. That iconic red beacon of his does open things up. Lovely stuff to take down Rain. Can he find anything more? Yet to be seen. Nico will be hunting on top of the green train right now, seeing if there's any options available to him.
Yeah, he hasn't spotted anything just yet from atop this train. Ooh, just going to miss the timing on to get right, so he's been allowed to sneak on into pop. He's there with Dennis. You said it would take a disaster for NIP to get out, or alternatively, a miracle from NIP. They're starting to push their way, and that one flash didn't really accomplish much, but actually Nico gets caught out in the open. He's going to go down at the hands of Dennis, and suddenly, man advantage up in favor of NIP. There's good chance of them getting the bomb down here as well, but Guardian, he will start to smite them down left and right. He bids NIP good night. Res Forest 2-on-2. Still looking okay, all things considered. Exist has been boosted up, and now he's going to start hunting down his former teammates. It does feels wrong to see this happen. Oh no, Forest, nice shot out with a D. He's going to go ahead and take Exist down. That's what you get for trying to take down Forest. He's on 3. He wants to try and find a 4th here, and Guardian has to come in with a 4K in the 1-on-2. Forest, this Deeg has been deadly. And on the back of it, they've put away that 4 spy round. They're going to go 1 for 1.
Well, there we have it. NIP do steal it away. Forest with 3 kills in total. He's such a beast with the Desert Eagle. Opens things up towards a connect at a very long range as well. And then smart play, stays alive as long as he possibly can. He does end the round with 10 HP and his armor. Lots of money available now for NIP. They better get their rifles out. We'll see whether FaZe answer back in due course. They'll have the option to force buy if they so wish. Guardian's gone for the scout. And he hasn't died yet, so he will drop the M4 to play like Nico, buy a scout for himself. He's got an HE grenade as well. Actually, not too bad for FaZe. Still thinks he's got a Guardian on a scout and then Nico on an M4. Those are 2 tantalizing prospects. As Flashbang's going towards the lower round to be get right to inspect that area first. There's the flash. He'll start moving towards that area, and the first kill comes in. Dennis waiting patiently all the way back in spawn there. Takes down the aggressive Nico. Remember, that's the M4 going down. There's another pistol being dropped as well. Exist. Remember, the guys on the desk did point out that inside will be a bit of a problem for FaZe, considering Exist is just being shoved in there out of necessity, really.
Well, yeah, I think it was me and Charlie watched them play on this map yesterday. And yeah, I mean, Exist was kind of the man who was exploited quite a lot. It feels like they've just tried to slip him into Olaf's old positions. And, you know, Olaf is pretty big boots to fill. Not any Swede can go ahead and actually step up to that. So he has been struggling a bit on that inner bomb site.
Size 12, I hear.
You know what they say about a man with big feet, Henry?
Great CS player.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. 2-1, and this looks like an eco for FaZe. NIP on the T side now. They've turned this right around. This has to be the full eco from FaZe. Remember, there's 2 best of 1s coming up here at the final series of the evening. Kicking things off on Train. You have to give the edge to NIP just because of the fact they've got a standard on FaZe, and they haven't looked amazing online in the last few weeks, and this is just making things even more challenging for them. If Nico or Rain has an amazing game, though, Rain is so sick at the top. That's one thing they do have going in their favor. Obviously, Nico and Guardian, especially the sniper of FaZe, will having a lot of fun as the game develops. But there it is, a kill gets picked up. They do manage to steal away an M4A4 as well. That's in the hands of Carrigan now. He's got no armor, but he's got position as he takes 1 down. Nifty footwork to get himself towards the bomb train itself. Standing on top, he's got a bird's eye view of the site. Bomb's making his way towards in and out, and Exist and Co will just have to sit back and wait. Guardian might just save the M4 at this point and try and just drop that for a teammate and allow himself to get the AWP dropped for him, perhaps.
Yeah, no, I mean, I haven't actually seen much of this this new NIP roster play since they brought Dennis in. I'll be honest. You know, so I say I'm a fan of them, but I've kind of, you know, criminally have missed every game they've played since. But,
it's only online stuff, to be fair. It's like until they go to a real event, I'm not going to get too excited about them. Until they go to something big, and we'll see how they handle stuff in the group stages, what they look like then. When the pressure's on, it's really difficult to gauge where they're at in terms of the overall squad when they're just playing online games, right? They're kind of just in the rebuilding process of getting everything ready to go.
Because that's what I was going to say is, based on their online performances thus far, they're looking pretty good, right? I mean, they were top of the board yesterday. I think now they've moved down to, I think, like 5th or something, but you know, they're still within the playoff kind of area right now. You know, I mean, they're still looking good. And of course, they've only been shutting down because the top of the EU standing is actually quite tight, right? Like, I mean, I think everyone's kind of within 6 points of one another. So it's only a few wins to actually start to mix things up. FaZe, of course, they're actually outside of that kind of playoff area right now. There's still time to turn it around. I think a victory here versus NIP is going to be one that they would love to have, because 3 points for them does mean they move up into that top 6 spot.
Well, this looks like an inside execute all day long. Here we go, FaZe with just rifles to work with here. They've got little in terms of utilities. Actually, Nico going towards the pop dog this time. Exist holding inside. He is joined by Guardian, but he's got no AWP. Getright's going to try and help himself to a frag. Here come the smokes, the flashbangs, the Molotovs. That'll all be coming through momentarily. There they are, and it's up to Guardian to choose his position wisely here. Blinded first, now taking damage. Forest will get 1 res with the second. This is looking very good for NIP. They try to throw some grenades in response, but here comes the cross. Remember, no AWP to shut anything down here. 4 versus 3, and the retake will begin.
Yeah, Rain's able to pick one off from afar, and a second. That's good stuff from him, because now he's made this round possible, and you can see FaZe, they're spurred on. They're going to try and go for it as Exist, wrapping round close. The ex-Ninja trying to shut down the man that he once played with. He's going to get rid of his replacement. Dennis falls, and Draka doesn't stand the test of time either, so FaZe, they managed to get it done in the retake. Good stuff from them. Rain kind of being the pivotal player there, finding those 2 kills to facilitate the retake in the first place. And things just got better from then on in. A second round now for FaZe. Pause called in. And I'm hoping it's a tactical, because I swear, if it's another TS issue, Henry, I'm walking out.
I'm just like, I don't get it. I think Discord is such a sick program at this point. I'm just like, everyone should be using that. Like, it works. You've got multiple options. It's never gone wrong for me. Let's just leave TeamSpeak behind.
I've never had a problem with Discord, I'll be honest.
Let's leave TeamSpeak behind. Like, when you have to rely on third-party servers and everything like that, and then it's not reliable, I'm just getting a bit sick of it. I get it because obviously the fact you can make it very isolated from the internet, that's one thing you can set it up on LAN. I guess that's why it's still a thing. But I don't know, it just seems like it's clunky software and it doesn't really have any redeeming features at this point apart from a very niche one. Either way, we'll get into round number 6 and it will be FaZe on the Ascension here. They've got themselves the AWP, the rifles are out. That was a difficult round for them previously, even after losing the first couple of frags. 4 versus 3, then Rain came out of nowhere, gunned them all down as we get into interaction towards main entrance. There are going to be 3 players towards Ivy for NIP, and Carrigan has going to have Guardian behind. This is a classic setup. Guardian takes the first shot. They'll react, but let's see whether this works out. Flashbang comes in, doesn't get Guardian at all. He's got to actually flash his Draken. Well, this could get all sorts of awkward for looks of things. NIP. Both kills coming in favor of Carrigan. The old classic setup works again. He drops a smoke. Not a very good one, but still, it's there. 5 on 3, low HP for Rain and Carrigan.
And this is awful for NIP. That bomb has really done them in here. It just goes out and slides into the crosshair of the players down Ivy. But actually, Rez is turning this all on its head. He's going to be with a second, and that's massive from him. Now Guardian posted up here. He's had a couple of opportunities, and he's missed them. And he's in a spot where really he has to try and find this kill onto Rez. He's being pressured. They are just trying to bait this shot out from him. Draken still lies in wait down from Ivy. Guardian trying to spot the head of Rez. He doesn't miss that shot, and that was a fantastic one to hit. So now it's 2 on 2. Draken's been allowed to retrieve that bomb. Exist is going to start to creep into the site. And seeing Get Right versus Exist, well, this is breaking my heart, but it has to happen. Exist has slipped his way in. Tags Get Right down, but Draken in a good position to finish him off here. Like, Exist back against the wall, fighting for his life. How's he still alive? What's going on in this 1 versus 2? He's bought so much time. There's only 12 seconds. Exist 1v1. And Draken pushing in. Exist peeks out. Exist shuts them down. They might be his ex-teammates, but he's not going easy on them. He is showing no mercy, Henry.
Oh my goodness, Exist. It looked like he had no chance in that whatsoever. They knew exactly where he is. They had the bomb. They had him pincered as well. 180 interactions there, and he manages to come out on top. There's good awareness, knowing the playstyle, I guess, of these 2 players. The AWP of Draken, unable to hit some flashy close-range shots, perhaps. I'm not sure, but he turns around, gets Get Right, and then all of a sudden it feels like he's almost certain to win it. Very well played by Exist, and it will be shutting NIP out, at least for a little bit, because Draken's only got a pistol here. They have got 4 rifles as the loss bonus comes into play. Bomb planted in that previous round. Nico on top of the green train here, looking towards main entrance. A few bullets exchanged towards the pop dog. Rez goes down to 55. Forest not going to be looking to trade out that damage just yet. Rain will fall back. They still have a smoke. That's about it. CT economy hardly high rolling either. Remember, only 1 player survived in the previous round. So just clutching at straws here. They managed to pick up the AWP. Get Right. This boost almost useless now that they've got no smoke to work with. So might as well give up on it in a second. Nico looking above, does spot 1, plucks off the head of Rez, looking for a second kill here. You can see he really wants that one, but he's got the man advantage and he's got to fall back.
And as they try to pressure him, Rain's actually been allowed to find an extension of this man advantage. Draken, it's getting a bit dicey, but actually, Forest able to do damage over there. Down towards Ivy. Get Right almost catches the man crossing back from Connector. They are out for blood in this round. As the 1v2 from Exist in the previous that really they should have won, and they know it. Get Right now 1 versus 3. You can't imagine he could pull off any heroics here. And he cannot. Carrigan, a hat-trick, 3 big kills. FaZe going to be on to a 4th round. And they're looking good right now. That's, once again, this NIP economy looking to be bottomed out. It's a bit of a tricky situation for the Ninjas now.
Yeah, this is where they have to go down to the pistols, unfortunately for them. FaZe looking pretty impressive so far, actually. Exist finding them that big round to keep their money at least in the game. And now they've managed to whittle down NIP as well. Just one piece of armor here. Kevlar purchased by Dennis. He's going to have the Deagle as well. Hasn't really shown us what he's capable of yet. A couple of decent shots, but he's only got 2 kills. Nico has looked like he's struggling a little bit the last few days, but there's Rain with the first frag. He certainly isn't struggling as Dennis comes out the main entrance looking to blow someone's head off in any second here. It will be Nico to be challenging Dennis. There it is. Quite a comfortable round here from FaZe. They won't even give up a single frag here. As Draken can steal one away. They know exactly where he is. Down he goes. Carrigan knows the last place here as well. Jump shot around the corner. $1,200 in the bag. MP9 doing work, and this could signal a very fast round from FaZe. They might go for one of their aggressive rounds here, like push Carrigan towards a lower ramp, go chase inside with that MP9, just try and get 1 kill and slip away. But he actually gets rid of the MP9. He's looking to upgrade this potentially. He does go for the M4. I'm surprised at that. Considering the money's not amazing, I thought he was going to stay on the SMG and try and do something a little bit more sneaky perhaps, but throws it away. Goes for the default setup with 1 AWP.
Especially seeing as it's Carrigan, right? He's kind of someone who likes to go for the more baller plays. Oh, but no time to consider that. Already Draken. He's going to go ahead and punish Guardian. They go aggressive, and Exist now has to step up. This is not the position you'd want to be in. Draken the second time around. He even manages to land that. So that's that B bomb site just cracked wide open. FaZe, they're trying to trickle on in, and they do manage to actually beat NIP to the site. Thing is, with a 2-man advantage and so much control of this map, and even some control out towards this B bomb site, they can afford to slow things down a bit now. Wait for FaZe to try and take some aggression. FaZe, of course, the team that are under all the pressure now to try and make up from that attempted aggression early on.
I'm surprised after taking down a player like Guardian as well. They didn't just go all in with that. They know the AWP has been shut down. Connector will be open. Now they slow things right down. It is still fine. It's a sensible thing to do, just to kind of bide your time and work out your options. They should still win the round, absolutely. But I thought with Guardian going down and Exist, as the 2 inside threats gone, that you would potentially just go all in there. But still, they'll wait for everyone to get together. It is the smart thing. It's just I'm surprised at their discipline at this point. Carrigan rotating in pretty much the last chance they've got. Not going to happen. Draken with a lovely play. His 3rd kill of the round, looking for the ace here, as Nico and Rain could do nothing but hold on to their M4s.
That's sort of the thing with Draken, isn't it? Is, when he's kind of hitting his shots, I think he is just a real kind of stand-up AWPer, but it's a consistency that, seems to be plaguing NIP with him in particular. Is he does have those days where he seems to be struggling, and that's been the case, I really think, ever since he first joined the roster.
Sure.
And I think it is a damn shame, because he's got so much talent on him. You kind of remember when he first joined NIP, they've been playing around with bringing people in for a while, and I was so happy when he was given the opportunity. And, I think whenever you look at events where they've done well, kind of looking at Oakland and stuff, he was phenomenal there. So 3 kills for him in this round. We started speaking about the inconsistencies of him on the desk as well before we came in. And I'm hoping that, when we do get to see them on LAN, we can see a bit more of a consistent Draken with some of these changes that have come in. Because, this was lovely from him, that the opening 2 kills, just kind of the knowledge to check for Exist, being in that close position, playing the bait and switch. Just like that, NIP, they're onto a 4th round.
Yeah, he's looking pretty sharp tonight, I have to say. Well, there we go. Guns back out for both teams. FaZe still in the lead, but Draken trying to do anything he can to topple them. It will be round number 10 here. Draken this time challenging Carrigan. Sometimes I have to pick up the double AWP here. His Rain takes a ton of damage. Awkward towards the ladder there. He flew up and couldn't find anything in the smoke. Speaking of which, one of those will be deployed towards the Ivy area. Carrigan will try and hold them off the best he can. HE thrown in, does a tiny bit of damage there. Let's get right to get the first kill. Looking for a double here, does damage towards Guardian. Can't quite find the killing blow just yet. There it is. Get right, gives them a 5-on-3 advantage again. This is NIP looking phenomenal in these gun rounds. Carrigan can't really do much about this. He's got players all around him as he desperately hunts for some sort of information here. He does get 1 for this smoke. That's a great play. Is it enough? Exist seems to think so. 3-on-3 now. Forrest finally takes him down, and it will be the man advantage towards NIP, but Rez and Forrest very low indeed.
He's going to double back. He's able to find Forrest, and now Rez and Draken. Draken, the only man with any HP to really try and make a play, and Rez, he's already slipped on by towards Old Hell. They have actually started to peel away from this A-bomb site. Nico's in position, though, to find Rez as he looks to try and cross. Ooh, but Rez, how's he won that out? That's Nico to go down, and that is a massive for NIP. They're going to be allowed to get the bomb down. Exist. Another 1v2 is going to be needed of him here. Going to go down into Pop Dog. Draken falling back towards main. Exist is in a good spot to potentially find it, but Draken takes the peek and he wins out the duel. Exist just looking the wrong way. And NIP going to find themselves a 5th round here, but it was very back and forth. I mean, considering that Geralt was able to find those 2 big openers,
yeah,
still came very, very close.
Scrappy kill towards that second one as well. I thought he was going to nail the shot, but manages to get it all the same. And Nico has purchased the AWP. Now, this is a cool area. He had enough for to drop a weapon next round, but he's gone for a huge play here. 1 AWP purchased, nothing really around it. Some upgraded pistols, no armor, no nades. He's given himself a lot of pressure here. He wants to rise to the occasion, see if he can just find 1 kill, rotate towards it, and just try and funnel them into a stack. There's the first one, takes down Draken. If they can pick up the AWP, that'd be amazing. It's unlikely, considering the map, but he's going to go towards Ivy now and just keep trying to push the envelope and try and find information. As he keeps going down the Ivy position, they are sort of aware of it. It will be Exist holding the lower ramp. Nico has given the all clear. Ivy is open. Now you can see them all triangulate towards the inside bomb site. FaZe will be there with the pistols, unfortunately. Nico gives them the information, but it is enough because Forest is already towards the bomb train.
Cleared out Exist, he's just hiding away, but Forest going to check it. As Exist senses a tingling, Rain's able to answer back with 1 on to get right. Rotation coming in from Nico. If they can buy some time here, because that bomb hasn't actually crossed into the site just yet, they're going to give time for Nico to arrive with the AWP. Forest, those on a tear. Nice shot out from Nico. Trying to go back. And not going to hit anything the second time around. Forest on for the ace, potentially, but no. It's going to get stripped away from him. Rez is able to find things at the end. NIP, they're going to take the lead, but that was a lot of damage done by Nico and Rain.
That was a gamble, though, because now Nico only has $3,200. He would have been able to... He would have had like 7.5 grand at this point. He would have to drop an AWP if he really wanted to. Now you can see he's just got body armor and the M4. He still has a smoke, so it's not the end of the world, but certainly not ideal, Harry's. Karrigan's only got the FAMAS. Maybe he dropped the M4 for Nico so he could take the FAMAS back. That would be a real merchant move if he decided to do that. 6-5, though. NIP keep their lead on the T side of train. You can see FaZe on their usual selves. So here's Rain. That's much better. Guardian with the second frag as well. A faster pace this time from NIP. Bomb is down in the open, but there's only a chance NIP can get back into it. Forrest has looked hot in the last couple of rounds. He's spotted by Guardian. Rain, like I said, always doing such good work towards the Pop Dog. This time he is slightly shut down. Forrest now in the 4 versus 2. It looks like quite a clean FaZe encounter here, but maybe not for long. Get right. Out of nowhere. Jumps out of the smoke like a true ninja and manages to find 2 kills. These were the clutches he used to thrive in. Can he find it today? That's the question. He will have Nico up against him on his right, but he'll get the jump on him and shut it down. 6-6. Money's starting to be diminished now for the NIP squad. Same story for FaZe. They need to start winning consecutive rounds in a row. They're all tied up, but remember, they're on the CT side of training. You want to ideally be winning the half there.
They most definitely do, and the pressure's not going to ease off for either one of these sides just yet. I mean, this is a very, very big round.
Yeah.
It is more or less the one that decides who wins out this half, because either team, whichever loses, is going to be on to the Eco in the next, and that's pretty awful if you're faced on this CT side to be in that situation. Now, aggression from Karrigan early on in through Ivy. He's going to go ahead and smoke that off, and now takes up position here. He does have Nico near enough who can try and assist if things start to go south down towards Ivy. NIP, they have to dedicate a lot of attention here just to keeping an eye on this one position. Karrigan is so slippery, so good at kind of working his way into these sort of forward positions. They're going to burn him out, and into the open he goes. He's overstaying his welcome. Exist falls in the meantime over at B. Forest able to drop Rain, and suddenly, actually, it looks like NIP picked up a massive 2-man advantage. They're going to start to throw some smokes in towards this B bomb site and now slow things down once again.
You can see them focusing on the Exist inner hold, like finding kills there consecutively as we get into the 5-on-2 Guardian and Nico. A formidable duo. Is it enough, though? I don't think so. 5 kills to find, but Nico, with the AK in his hand, is where he does his absolute best work on the CT side. Knows there's players around him waiting for his opportunity to strike. You can see the shadows. There's one. Not Not sure that's going to be enough, but Guardian is helping him out somewhat. It's going to take some real nifty footwork at this point. Spots out Rez. Doesn't want to commit just yet. There it is, but Draken takes down Guardian at the same time. Rez finds Nico. It was looking like it was possible there for those two. Quite scary prospect having Guardian and Nico on the other side of the server. Even on a 5-on-2, they get a couple of frags, but well played by NIP to fend them off. And like you said, this will be indicative as to where the half goes. FaZe with no choice but to force buy here with no money. They're going to take the CZ's Deagles and try and steal the round away and not try and build up that loss bonus. But we'll see if it works out for them. Presumably this is where NIP win out the half and get the 8-6. There'll be one round to play for. If FaZe don't win this one, they'll have the same buy going into the next round. Just pistols and armor.
FaZe is still deadly though with these pistols, especially with how strong the CZ is and the Deags on Nico and Rain.
It's one of those teams where you're just like, well, even if they only have pistols, they're probably just as good as most teams when they have the Deagles in their hands. Like, things can go horribly wrong very quickly when they've got these weapons in their hands.
They most certainly can, and Nico, he's kind of been the poster boy for the Deagle. He's taking a peek with it. Ooh, that was Rain. I'm not even sure where that came from. There you go, over towards...
E-Box, yeah.
Yeah, E-Box is able to find that onto Draken. And they're going to take the man advantage very early on. And this is going to apply a lot of pressure onto NIP, because as they start to work in these more aggressive angles, these CZs, they're going to thrive. Karrigan peeks out, and he's only able to get one, but that's kind of enough. They still maintain this man advantage. Now there's a rifle down in Ivy for Nico, who's nearby to go ahead and pick up. Oh no, Guardian's gone aggressive as well, but Get Right, he does suspect something's awry. Rain falls shortly after. Nico gets nothing done, and suddenly NIP, they are back into control. It all falls onto Exist once again.
3 versus 1. Exist will try and get this done. I don't think he'll have much of a chance, though. Forest does take him down. 8-6. We said that was the nightmare round for FaZe. That force buy doesn't work out for them. You can see about 2k per player. They get 1900 to be exact going into this round. From the loss bonus, number 15 coming in. NIP looking to set their mark in the first half. They can win the pistol in the second. Could be quite a quick game, all things considered. But here we go. Overall, we have got 3 CZs, 2 Deagles, pretty much identical to the previous round, with a few more HEs there. They might use those HEs towards main entrance. There's going to be Exist and Guardian, of course, heading towards the inside area. And it should be just a default from NIP at this point. Draken will be holding towards entrance with Rez. And yeah, just a clean default. No one overcommitting, no one getting into choke points. Just going to be waiting. And so is Rain for his opportunity to strike with his Deagle.
Takes a little peek in. Didn't see anything. Good thing he didn't go any further forward as well, because the shadow makes it a very, very easy lineup for Rez, who was keeping an eye on the aggression. Get Right waiting up above Pop, but actually they're going to start to pressure B, and well, Get Right and Forest both here. These are 2 old boys for NIP. And actually Forest is going to fall in that engagement. Exists now. Has himself a rifle to play around with. They've smoked off the top of Pop, and as a result, he can't actually go on down. He's going to try his luck anyway, and Get Right will punish him for it. So it's just Karrigan left. 1 versus 4. That nade, he's going to eat that. 55 HP, CZ in hand, and the bomb going down on this A bomb site. This is an impossible retake for Karrigan.
Yes, absolutely. So now, there it is, 9-6 at half. Good job by NIP, I have to say. They managed to get themselves in a position where FaZe were just constantly playing catch-up, and every round they got was being shut down, reset, and still they get 6 on the board. It's still enough, don't get me wrong. It's not like saying this is a death sentence and NIP are going to win, but they do go over the CT side now, where if they do win the pistol, I think FaZe are in a lot of trouble. It is more favoured, and NIP are a team that's on the ascension right now. They're trying to develop with Dennis, the in-game leader, obviously Pitta coming back as the coach now. Here are the scores on the doors. Forest, what an unbelievable game from him. 105 ADR at the very top, 16 kills to be exact. Draken seemed to be shutting down Guardian quite nicely. 8 kills for Guardian Exist, no surprise. At the bottom, 6 and 9, not really part of this team, and still playing positions they're not used to. We saw him getting exploited toward that inner area. As the guys pointed out on the desk, that was going to be a kind of killing zone for NIP. They can just take him down consistently, knowing he's not comfortable there. Then you're going to find a majority of your opening frags on that side of the map. Either way, we will get into the second half. I do think FaZe have to win this one to really have a real chance of sinking their teeth in the second half. After it could be a very quick game here on Train. We'll have a look at the buys as things tick over. Guardian with the smoke, same story for Karrigan. That suggests to me they'll be going towards outside. They could smoke down lower and connector, but it seems like a bit of a waste of one of the smokes. I would say it makes a lot more sense to smoke outside by the bomb train, flash over and try and get out together. It's going to be the first shot from Draken. The rain gets nothing done. Those are the two smokes I was expecting. One towards Connector, one on the left-hand side of the train. Up to Nico now with the one-tap potential. He has got armor as well, so it makes him a bit of a Superman. Forrest, though, he's one of those as well. He'll get headshot, and Nico starts to do work with the P250.
And as these Glocks get close, they're going to start to chew through these armored players. It's all onto Dennis. Ooh, Carrigan, that was nice. Just one shot, all it takes. FaZe win out the pistol. They keep 4 players alive as well, so they do it very, very cleanly. And Henry, you were clairvoyant there. You knew exactly what the plan was, predicted the play.
Yeah, I've casted enough train now.
Yeah,
at this
that's
point.
true.
I've seen about 1 million pistol rounds on train. So like I said in the interview the other day, I was like, I can pretty much predict what strategy is going to come in, just seeing what kind of grenades they get. Like, it's got to that point now, I can just tell you what's going to happen. But there's very common strategy. You can see the odds coming in from Betway, our partners. Nothing splitting these two teams, Harry. So I think that's about correct at this point, especially with FaZe winning the pistol. I think this definitely could go either way still, as Dennis will be trying to use that deagle. They did not force buy in the second round just tonight. They did not go with the armor as well. This is the way I think the game will develop. All teams will be doing this soon, as we'll see whether this is going to work out for them. CZs, deagles, get rid of an HE grenade spends a little bit more money than his teammates, but we'll see if they can find some opening shots there.
Yeah, for FaZe, they're taking this round very, very slowly. They don't want to risk giving anything up. See Carrigan kind of testing the waters down here towards Ivy. This has been the way that FaZe have been electing to play a lot of their T-sides. You know, have Carrigan go into one of these aggressive lurk positions while the rest of the team bunch up elsewhere. They're going to be heading over towards B. Carrigan. He doesn't know it, but there is a lot of people just around this corner. He spotted out the man up in heaven. That's Forrest. And actually, he's worked his way up into the bomb, so that's enough to get this bomb rotating back around just because of how much presence he's got here. Although Forrest decapitating him now applies the pressure back onto FaZe. And they're going to go ahead and head towards that B bomb site. You can see Guardian is there. He's on the bomb site. He's called, you know, the bomb trade. It's all clear. And that bomb can go down. Although Rain's in danger of getting caught out. They're swarming onto him. Draken's going to pick that up. So now, 5 versus 3 in this retake. This isn't a clean-cut round for FaZe by any stretch of the imagination. Tapping away, Guardian tries to turn the tide.
Yeah, this is looking good from Nico, though. Is it enough? I'm not sure. Exist will have 1 flashbang. Remember, no kits or armor. And it has to be down to a 2 versus 1 for him again. He's already won one of these. As the defuse comes in, it might be enough. He's going to be really tight there on the full defuse. You can see, I think he's okay. Yeah, it looks like he's absolutely fine. And there it is. They steal the round away, Harry, after winning the pistol. FaZe give it up. Shots all over the place for those Desert Eagles. Remember, not a force buy. That was just Deagles, no armor. And it does work out for them quite nicely. Even on the 5-on-3, though, I was believing in FaZe. I thought once a bomb was down, they had Nico with the AK hitting shots. He thought that could be it. That could be enough. But needless to say, it was not. And it will be, presumably, a force in return from FaZe. It's not.
Yeah, they're going to play it safe. I kind of like that, you know. I mean, you could have tried to steal it back, but then obviously, you know, then they run the risk.
Yeah, you're up against 5 rifles now of NIP as well. So definitely the correct decision, I think. Like, it's the least exciting one. You think, guys, we've got like 3k here. We could probably buy up and get Eagles, CZ, some nades. But you're going to get a full buy next round. This is coming to the closing stages now in terms of, like, we're getting there. Double digits already achieved by NIP. You don't want to throw your money away and just be chasing the entire half again, like they were in the first. Reds open things up. Should be a very clean round from NIP here, looking for their 11th. Great stuff with the pistols to stop the 3-0 coming in from the FaZe side. Rain, I think he can spot a deagle. That's what he's looking at. Smoke will take him out of the equation, though. I'm going to pick that up. He is looking for... Oh, he does get the deagle. I take it back. This Famzy in the smoke, and Dennis looking for his 2nd frag of the round. And gets it. Oh, Forrest just takes it out of his hands, though. There it is, just Rain with the deagle, like we said. Not really much he can do with this one, I'm afraid. He'll just walk out and hope for the best. Here it comes. And the best he can find is a headshot. Bullet to the face, as Rez takes the deagle back. 11-7. Money pretty good now. Can't afford the AWP, but they can get AKs, armor, and some basic utility. When I say basic, I consider a Molotov to be a luxury. Basic is smokes and flashbangs.
Molotovs are a luxury. There we go.
Yeah, well, they're $400, aren't they? So that's some decadent taste. Quite an expensive drink.
It is. It's about as expensive as they come. And well, yeah, I'm curious to see what they can get done with these rifles. As you pointed out, there's no AWP out on Guardian. He's instead had to opt for the rifle, but he has got a nice bit of utility to accompany it, and they've already gone ahead and thrown out Smokes down onto the bomb train, and they've also got one down towards Ivy. Red's able to find the first, but surely gets nothing more done. Maybe a bit too much hang time there up in the air, but Forest, small hole to shoot through, is going to go down. Carrigan and Guardian mopping up these players. It all falls onto Get Right, but he's not out of this just yet. 1v2. Guardian's going to go for the bomb plant. Carrigan is tagged very, very low and is in danger of going down. He's up in the heavens. Guardian not in the best spot to chain together in this. And that's a nice shot from Get Right now. 1v1. Bomb ticking away. He expects the Guardian might be trying something fancy on the flank, and that's not the case. Guardian waiting patiently behind the E-box. Get Right taking a lot of time, clearing all these angles.
He doesn't really have this time, does he? The bomb's so far away, he can't win this now. Even if he gets close to the bomb, the defuse is going to be dicey at this point. Spot Sim really has to work hard for it now. He's going to have to go for the defuse here. The flashbang will do him in. That's going to be the round. Good attempt by Get Right, I have to say. Manages to keep them very modest, at least, in terms of the cash available on the T side. Even with the round victory, only one player survives. That's a 1 versus 3 for Get Right. He finds 2 kills, and you can see no one's over 4K on the T side. So Guardian can drop 1 weapon, but the UMP's coming out. Fully equipped NIP coming forward here. So those kills, I'm sure, didn't lead to the round victory, but certainly worth it. Galil for Nico, UMP for Carrigan. No nades at all for Exist. So you can see how he's hamstrung them. And we go to round number 20. Win this, NIP, and they're right back in it. But their utility situation is very low as well. And we've got an inside rush, but Draken rises up. He'll have to stay around for the second kill as well.
He has to go massive here. This entire round starts to rest on his shoulders, but there you go. The 1 kill he gets, that's enough. It's repelled FaZe's offensive for the time being. And NIP, they are very reliant here on just winning these duels flat out. They have no utility left. They've got 1 flash on Dennis. They've expended everything else that they had. I think they only have, what, 2 smokes coming into this round anyway. And those have already gone down. But Draken winning out that first duel, that's pretty massive for NIP. FaZe, they tried to take advantage, knowing that NIP wouldn't have much to work with. You imagine that was the call there from Carrigan. Go for the aggressive B play. Knowing that they don't have the Molotov to shut down the rush. And well, now FaZe, they're back to their roots. Back outside this B bomb site. They start to make their way in, but Draken, he's posted up perfectly to do some damage here. He's going to go peeking in. That's a second, and that's the bomb dropped up above. Draken's in with 3. And now it's Guardian. Left to try and clutch, and Draken will just smite him down.
And that's the harsh reset as well. Really harsh. Exist, Nico, and another on $1,400 there. They'll take a timeout and work out their play, but Draken, he does absolutely everything correct there. Usually criticized for missing some of the easier shots, but I didn't miss a single thing there. 4K in the round, open things up with the lower round peak. He actually really likes that, but you're seeing that a lot of the time. I think FaZe are aware of that. Maybe Exist knows he's going to be on that lower round. We can just rush him and trade him out. Unfortunately, he gets that 1 kill, and he's away so quickly. They didn't commit. They were very apprehensive to go after him. Maybe if they just rushed down there, they could have really challenged him and traded it out, and it would have been a more successful round. But I think as soon as they second-guessed themselves, and they didn't really have any utility to go after that, and they were man down, that's when it all went wrong. They sent 3 out towards the upper round with no smoke down. He gets 3 targets to look at, and at that point, they are incredibly out of luck. And then it's going to take a full eco here, pretty much. Rain buys a deagle, the rest of them on Glocks, no armor, no nades. I don't expect much from this. Maybe just faster play towards inside. They'll probably wait for the initial grenades and try and see what's available to them. But this is looking like a 13-8 situation all day long. A chance for NIP to stabilize in terms of cash. I want to try and keep 5 players alive here. Not sure what we're lining up for Carrigan. He's just having a bit of fun, I think, at this point. Looking at the floor. And all 5 players will go inner. Problem is, Forest is there, ready and waiting to spray them down. They've got no flashes, no smokes. And here he goes. He'll go for multiple kills. They've only got blocks. And let's see if he can deny the bomb. He actually can't. Exist, he's going to plant it. So at least he gets something out of this round. That's all they wanted. That will do.
Yeah, considering it was just Glocks, that's not that bad an outcome. They don't take anyone down. Forest is there to mop them up straight away. But yeah, the bomb plant, that was kind of all they wanted in that scenario. All it took was one man to get past, and they were able to do so. So FaZe are going to have money going forward. Because, I mean, if you look at it, like, money wasn't actually going to be that great unless they got the bomb down here.
Yeah, it would have been a couple of players with Galils. So now at least they get 5 AKs. We won't have the AWP. Still going to be a difficult round for them, but the extra $800 certainly helps. They would have been in a very tricky spot. Maybe another eco there if that went wrong. But yes, sure, great kills by Forest, but the bomb went down. That's a loss in his book, if he's honest. He wanted to deny that bomb. They were going to win it regardless against Glocks, but he couldn't deny the plant. So basic smokes and the flashbangs. AKs across the board. Guardian hasn't really done much for the AWP at all this game. He's been very quiet indeed. Draken certainly hasn't. He will look towards the upper ramp, gets Molotov'd off there. It's a very common Molotov to push AWPers just like that back. You can't allow an AWPer to be set up there by himself. It means they can have 4 players outside. So good work, and that's why it's part of the default, but that's not. Rain did not suspect Gedrai to be there. Really sneaky stuff by him, and he will manage to take down Rain. There we go, 5-on-4 once again, but Forrest, my goodness, he does evade death somehow. That was so close as Draken finds the bomb, and this looks like another NIP round. It's all gone wrong for FaZe here. 1 minute 10 remaining and another 5-on-2. Guardian and Nico, the classic duo, trying to work out what their options are.
What exactly are their options here, though, Henry? I mean, Rez, he's got aggressive. Sure. He's in the back line. He's in a perfect position to shut this whole round down and completely lock them out of it. And there we go. That's the bomb dropped down here in the showers. Guardian, this would have to be just a ridiculous round. There would have to be some big mistakes made from NIP as well to let him back into it. And they're not going to make them. They're not fond of mistakes. They're not this, they're not this easy team that they kind of were for a while.
21 kills for Draken. Forrest on 23. Forrest is such a god sometimes. I like the fact that Dennis isn't top fragging as well. He's really been like carrying a lot. Getrai's having a really good game. It's rare to see that these days, unfortunately, for him. Like, he has dropped off in terms of current form, but this is looking good. I've been impressed with him. His decisions to win out, not necessarily win the clutches, but like find kills where he can, keep the economy limited. Pushes like that towards inside were really clever. And a missed shot from Draken should still be fine. He's up against the Glocks and PD50s again. All stacked Molotovs. That's not going to be fun for the T's. On the other side, there's going to be some deaths here, surely. They go down to very low HP, but Nico gets a kill with Rain. This could actually get a bit problematic. Not if Forrest has got anything to do with it. All of a sudden, it's a 2 versus 1. This is pretty much full eco. Rushing Ivy. Molotovs waited, and Gedrai, I just called him out. I said this has been a very good game for him. Can he show me what he can do in terms of the clutches? Spots Nico, and now has got the bomb. He's just going to sit up here. Rain's being very patient indeed. What's he hoping to find? Looking for Gedrai here. There we go. Spotted, and now looks like Gedrai is being incredibly smart at this point. Molotov's in towards Rain at bait. He could have actually ended this a lot quicker if he had just held up. Obviously, he has no idea the Rain's there. As now, Rain will find the bomb. Not quite yet. I thought he was going to push out. Here we go. Now he'll pick it up. He obviously has no idea what his options are. Picks up an M4. Gedrai coming behind him. Bomb picked up, and Getrai's having a great round by him. Fantastic stuff to find match points as well. Really nice round from him. Finds AWP. Keeps them modest. No bomb planted. They do start to get the loss bonus though. But it takes 7 rounds in a row just to get overtime. Remember, that means FaZe, the most they can get out of this now is 2 points. That's if they bring it all the way back to overtime. So it's already a gutting situation to put yourself in. Either way.
This double up setup going to be coming in as well. Dennis has the want to complement that of Draken. FaZe early on, sending Guardian and Exist down here towards Ivy. Nico's over in main, but Forrest is locking this down. And Draken, once again, that aggression, they haven't been able to deal with it. They haven't been able to temper it whatsoever. And now they've lost Nico as well. NIP, it feels like, you know, for me, if someone who's been seeing them play recently, it's been a while since I've seen them look so damn confident here. I mean, this is FaZe, you know, kind of team that was in the running for best team in the world for the longest time. And I think, you know, could still definitely make that case for them. Maybe a bit shaky now they brought Exist in.
Yeah, well, it's not even they brought him in. It's just that now they've lost Olaf, I think, is the headline there. But yeah, either way, this is NIP looking clinical. The round's not over just yet, but maybe it is now. Forrest finds the third, and it's the 5-on-2 again. Carrigan with Guardian, and now just the latter. Guardian will be in a 5-on-1. That's going to be it, Harry. 16-8. Not really the exciting game we built it up to be, and it's Gedrai with a great game. Forrest with a great game. The old guard back at it again, shutting down the #1 team in the world. Yes, Exist is a bit of a problem for FaZe. As we saw and discussed in the first half, he was going down like this pretty much every single round. Exist could not hold them off, and I think they exploited that somewhat.
Yeah, that was fantastic stuff from NIP. It's kind of rare we see vintage performances like that from Gedrai, but I very much love to see it. And that will be this first map going the way of NIP. We still have a second one and the analysts after a break.
Incendiary out.